Yo, what's up? We are live and direct. Welcome to the Insider Trading, Investing and Trading podcast. This is actually the world's only interactive podcast. The world's only interactive podcast. What do I mean by that? I simply mean that you, as a viewer, unlike television, unlike podcasts on YouTube, you can write in, you can ask questions, we can answer your questions. If we chose to, we can even pull you up on screen and do a little video interview. So we taking things to another level, got a ton coming. My name is Noble Woods, the M.B.A. I always put on there because I paid a lot for this M.B.A, y'all. I did. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, my partner in crime. Joel, say what up to the people.
How are you guys doing? Coming to you guys from Decatur, where it's greater.
So this show is designed for, let me start there real quick. It's designed for any and everybody. If you're an adult, if you spend money, you should know about investing. You should know about trading. You should have a general idea of how this works. You should have some practical skills. I don't care if you're 18, 28, 38, 48. You got to be in the market. This is how wealth is made, where it's created. So we've been collectively trading 20 plus years, right? You add all of the experience up together. Futures, foreign exchange, cryptocurrency, stock, long term, day trading, swing trading. We also educate too. So we're gonna cover the week and we're gonna get into some of your stocks. So I want you to start thinking right now. If there's a stock you want us to take a look at, Joel is gonna pull up the chart. We're gonna give you our analysis, do a little bit of review. Not gonna do a super in-depth one, but just definitely give you enough information to give you some honest perspective from two live day traders who are making money, who are profitable, who do this. So let's do this really quick. I can see you guys' comments. So if you're on right now, let me know. Type in where you're from. I want to know. We want to know, where are you watching us from right now? I'm in Atlanta. Joe's in Decatur. I mean, yeah, it's all metro Atlanta area. So we want to see where you guys are. Our homegirl Penny Pasta. Penny Robertson said, hey,
All right.
what up, Penny? Asia said, happy Friday, fellas. Happy Friday right back to you, my dear. Shelly May said, good afternoon. Ty Wilson, what up? Said
Mayretta.
hello. Hello from Mayretta. Joel posted Decatur, although he's on the show. Penny's from Indy. We got somebody watching from Kennesaw up north. Ty's from Marietta. Charles, Mr. Charlesville, what up, sir?
Tell them how they can get their face shown on their Facebook profile.
Okay, so if you clicked on wherever you're watching this on, because we're on multiple different platforms all at the same time. On Facebook specifically, there should be a button up at the top. It's a little link wherever the window is, the post for this live. If you click on that, it'll connect to your Facebook. If you want to show your face on your profile, that's cool. If not, you just want to comment privately, that's cool. Anonymously, that's cool too. So Charles is out in New Jersey.
All right.
Shirley's down in Texas. That's Texas. That's what's up.
Okay.
We got somebody in North Carolina. We got
Kakalaki.
India out in Chattanooga. Somebody said happy blessed Friday. I'll take that. I'll take happy and blessed. I want both. All right. Somebody said Charlotte again. So we got a few folks in Charlotte.
Yeah, my brother's out in Charlotte.
Brothers out in Charlotte. We got somebody else in Charleston, South Carolina. Somebody else watching us out in Dallas. Rasheen is out in Atlanta. So, as y'all can see, I'm about to say global. And technically, we probably eventually we're gonna definitely gonna have international folks, and I already have a few. I got a homegirl loves our stuff. She's in the room. She's out in Japan. We got folks in Dubai. So we reach a lot of people. Ashley, what's up, Ashley? She says South Carolina. So let's get started here. The content for the day, or the topic, what we normally do in the show is we love to go back. We're gonna review the market. We're gonna keep you abreast of what's moving, why it's moving. We're going to answer your questions. So as you're listening, please, there's no question that's a bad question, right? I give you the freedom to be boldly ignorant, right? Because we all were, right? You got to learn. You got to ask questions. You got two live day traders who've been doing this for a minute, right? So let me just say this real quick.
But respectful.
Respectful. Yeah, respectful. Joe, you want to tell them about insider trading? Where do we get the name insider trading and what should they be doing right now?
All
Right
right.
now.
So our job is we want you to do this on your own, right? So we get a lot of trolls. We get a lot of people that come into the room and they get kind of angry because of the powerful messages that
Tell
we
them
try to
about the
give you
room.
guys
They might not
about
know
the
about the room yet.
so insider trading is a play on words, right? We're trying to teach you how to legally look up information and how to trade the market, right? So that's our main goal, so that you can do it on your own. But if you need further education, if you're a newbie and you're a little lost and you want to know what a stock is or an options or futures contracts, we do have classes available for you. We'll talk about later some of the products that we have. I do have webinar week coming next week, but we want you to do it on your own as DIY. And we're a family. We can argue, we can discuss different things, but we want to do it respectfully because we will kick you out.
Yeah, we'll kick you out. Now, what I was trying to get Joe to say, which he didn't say, for those of y'all who don't even know what insider trading is, it's actually a group that we started, a community we started on Facebook 10 years ago. So if you want to be involved, if you're watching this, not insider trading, because once again, I'm on several different platforms. You might be on my Facebook page or business page, or you might get this shared from somebody. You might watch it later, right? You might not watch it live. Then to be a part of the community, first thing we want you to do is go to Facebook.
Hmm.
Up in the top left, y'all know how to search and simply type insider trading and hit the
Yes.
request button. Doop. Right now we got 23,100 members. Something we're really, really excited about. I'm gonna come back to this later. We got our first annual conference and retreat in Aruba next year, August. Haven't even launched, it hasn't gone live yet. We putting everything together. It's going to be amazing. It's probably gonna be
Mhm.
5 of the best days literally of your life in a beautiful place with people who have all come because we all care about trading, making this money, and investing better for ourselves and our family, right? So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun. We got a lot of little dope things coming. So if I just scroll through this real quick, tons of information. You got people, newbies. All right, if you're brand new, we call you a newbie. It's a respectful term. You got to learn. You got to be connected to other people in the room. You got to be to really immerse yourself in the culture of investing. You got to know other investors. You got to know what's going on, right? So tons of people in here. If you just are in the room and you pay attention, you'll learn something every day. You'll learn
Oh.
something every single day. So I had to start there. And I'm going to pull that down. Okay. Let's see. Oh, got a few more people. Sean says South Carolina. We got a lot of South Carolina, North Carolina
That's
today.
it.
That's what's up.
That's it.
Midwest. Somebody said Columbus. I'm from Gary, Indiana. So Midwest. Shout outs to the Midwest. Shelly May says sounds exciting. Yeah, Shelly, Shelly. I want to see you in Aruba. I want to see all y'all in Aruba. It's limited spaces. We only got a certain amount of room, so
Hmm.
it's gonna do what it do. But you know, hey, Shamika Davis, what up from Dubai? Love it, love it, love it. Shamika's our Shamika's partner in crime, man. She's like family. She's been in the room for a while. Has taken some amazing classes, and she's a mom, wife, and a trader. And she runs her own business. Why am I saying that? Because I want you to know it's possible to do it. Well, I don't say do it all. That puts too much pressure on you. If you pace yourself and get the education, you can make trading a reality. That's it. Once you get this thing, you got it for life. All right. Let's see. Somebody's from Jackson, Mississippi, real quick. What up to whoever that is in Jackson, Mississippi? My mother was born in Mississippi, Canton, Mississippi. Somebody said, Joel, I signed up for your app.
I
But
see.
so cool. Somebody signed up for the app. And then Rollywood. So let's get started here. So this week, what's been big this week? What's been a major kind of thing this week? I'm gonna show you guys. We're gonna slowly talk about this. We're gonna slowly get into this because it's important. You need to know. All right. So if I hop over here, what am I showing you guys? Rivien. So if you don't know, there's a new stock that IPO'd, right? New stock that IPO'd called Rivien. First of all, if you're brand new, we want to make sure you get educated well. So, what is IPO? It simply means initial public offering. It's when a stock goes public, and you can actually start to invest in it. All right. When the stock goes public and you can start to invest in it. So they try to figure out, they do this road, it's called a road show where the Rivien owners, the founders, the people who run the business go to all these major banks trying to figure out what's the value of this company. What's the value? It's hard to say what's the value of something. What's the value of Rivien? Right?
I
They go
bought a couple of
around,
shares.
huh?
I said I bought a couple of shares. I know a lot of people were talking about the shares in the
Bro, I was
room.
about to do the voice. I was this
Now you
close. I was
gotta
this
hold
close.
off on that.
All right, so Rivian, so they do this road show, then they put together something called an S1 document. It's a super long document. Once again, the financials trying to figure out like it basically is a great if you really want to get deep in investing, you thinking about an IPO, pull up the S1 document, try to find it and go to the financials to see why they got the valuation that they got, right? It's all about value. Value, value, value. So what is Rivian? Rivian basically is an electronic vehicle truck company. They produce trucks only. So you know about Tesla. What's another one,
Mhm.
Joe?
You
Tesla's
got
the
Lord,
forerunner.
you got Lordstown, you got Ford that's now coming out with the F-150 electric. So trucks are going to be very popular. Why? Because it's the best-selling vehicle in the world. The F-150 is actually the best-selling actual vehicle on the planet. So all of these electric companies are trying to run out there and get to the space first because there's none on the road at this moment. Rivian is very, very popular because they got backing from Ford. I think they own about 12% of the company. And then you also have Amazon that's also invested in the company, and they have over 100,000 orders already set up, and they own 20% of the company. So Rivian is what they're calling the Tesla. Every electric company that comes out, they call it the Tesla killer. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of hype behind it. Grab a couple of shares. I bought a couple of shares from my sons. They enjoy the electric car space, and we'll see what happens. And it's already up 30% in a couple of days. So, you know, grab some. It's
So
a, it's
good
a,
stuff.
what you think about the truck though? Everybody
Um,
talks about how
I ain't
ugly
gonna
my
lie. Let
type
me
of
let
truck
me
is.
let me go back over here for a second.
Mhm,
To this screen. Where's the screen with the two? Oh, let me go actually back here to the main site. So one thing, guys. So right, we're talking about entry level. Like, how do you start to assess? You heard about Rivian. If you don't, you've heard about it now.
mhm.
Should you buy? Right? Should you buy? Well, first of all, you should know something about the company, right? I want you to
Right,
get investing first and foremost is simply decision making based on having good information. Now, it's
mhm,
about money, it is,
mhm.
but you first really got to be somebody who could just think, not listening to your mama, your grandma, little cousin, little buddy over here who
Right,
made $3 on some stock that ain't worth nothing.
right,
Right? You want to get educated. So
right.
as we approach, what we're gonna kind of talk through you guys with you guys through today is how do we kind of take Rivian and then peel back each little piece, right? So it's gonna
Mhm,
be basic, but it's also advanced. This is what investors do. So the two trucks, they got two trucks. They're both electronic vehicles. They
mhm,
the vision for the company I think was really dope. I did a full kind of workup on this the other day when it went live. I'll show you send you guys that link or tell you where to watch that video later. But the vision for the company is really powerful. The vision. What's the vision? I don't want you investing in any stock if you don't know the vision. Do you agree with the vision? Does it make sense? Some companies got visions that just don't really make sense. And you're like, oh, that's a stretch.
right.
Right.
And the vision is it's an electric car, right? So that's number one. Number two is all right, if I'm going to invest in that electric car company, what is the value? See, a lot of you guys go out and you look at the stock price. The stock price is not where you make your money. Of course, if the stock goes up, you make money, but that's not where you really, really make your money. So, what me and Noble were doing is, we said, all right, if I'm going to buy this company, how much is it valued right now? So, everybody was talking about it being worth $100 billion. So Noble will tell you where that $100 billion, actually came from.
So real quick to add on to the vision, because I wanted you guys to get very clearly. So it is electronic vehicles, but what does that mean? Why is the whole world so excited about electronic vehicles? Right? Some of you guys may not get like what is it? Is it just about okay, we're getting rid of like we slowly are moving into more technology? Is it just the technological thing?
Right.
It actually is a lot deeper. If you want your grandkids to have an earth that they can live on that does not look like the end of the matrix,
Right.
all right, where the sky's burned out and everything's terrible.
Right.
Today, we're operating off hundreds of millions of years of accumulated plant and animal based carbon. On our current path, we will fully exhaust this stored energy in only a few generations. That's the key. we could potentially run out of the fossil fuels that we typically use to power most vehicles. So we have to, as a humanity, as a species, we literally have to start moving down this EV path, right? Only about 1.6, 1.7% of all cars on the road right now are EV,
Mm,
right?
mm.
That's a huge opportunity. And it's a huge opportunity as an investor. Why? Because if we go from 2% of all cars on the road are EV to, let's say, 25 years from now, it's 50% are EV.
Mm.
You know how much money's gonna be made?
Yep.
You know how much money's gonna be made as we go from 2% adoption to 50?
And quietly, Noble, this infrastructure bill that just got passed over the weekend, a lot of the money that's in that bill is going to be used to build, this particular space. So that's
Mhm.
another reason why the vision, is important if you decide you want to invest in a company like this.
Yeah, all day. So what Joel hit on was super key, right? So okay, we know a little bit about the company. EV. We get the vision. We know that's important. It has a social, I don't know, moral cause to it. Makes sense.
Right.
But should I invest though? Because there's several companies, right? You know about Tesla. Should I invest? Should right? So that's the question, right? So we got to dig a little bit deeper. Let's go here for a second. I gotta pull up Yahoo Finance. If anybody's watching from Yahoo Finance, reach out about a
Mm.
sponsorship because we always using Yahoo Finance because it's just a basic, great place to start. The ticker symbol for Rivian is RIVN. RIVN. And there's not a ton of information here. Why? Because it's only been on the market a week. But there is one really, really important information piece of information. I'm gonna give you guys a definition. I'm gonna let Joel talk about it a little bit more deeply. The market cap. Market cap, market cap, market cap. What the heck is market cap? Why is that what every investor from the IPO stage is really the most important thing that you keep hearing talked about? The valuation, the evaluation, the value, the market cap. So here's the definition, real quick. Market cap is simply, right? It's the company's total value, right? It really represents how big, how powerful, how much value, how much buying power, almost in a sense. How dominant is this company? And it gives you an idea of growth potential. And
Hmm.
the mathematics are really simple. You take the number of outstanding shares, you multiply by the stock price. Basically, think about it like this: if you could write a check big enough to literally buy the entire company, you're buying ownership. You're buying all of the shares. All of the
Hmm.
shares equal up to 127 and a half, just say 128 billion dollars.
Hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Let me pull this back
And
up.
that's very important because when you're buying an electric car company like this and you say, all right, it's valued at 100 billion. Most people are like, all right, well, what does that mean? Right. Well, think about the largest electric car company out right now. That would be Tesla. So if you were to pull up Tesla and you see that Tesla is an electric car company and it's valued at $1 trillion, and this company just opened up and it's valued at $100 billion, it's just simple math, right? I can make 10 times my money if this is truly the Tesla killer. That means it's gonna have to be worth more than Tesla. If Tesla's worth a trillion, Rivian worth 100 billion, I know I can make 10 times my money. And that math just came from, 100 billion. If it grows to $1 trillion, it's going to take 10 times, its market cap to get to that value. So any amount of money that I invest, if if Rivian ever reaches $1 trillion, I can make 10 times my money. And that's how investors think when they're investing in the market. They're not looking at stock price. They're not saying, oh, this stock price is $100, so because Tesla is $1,000, it can grow 10 times its value. They were smart by making the stock price kind of similar in that way. But that's just some advanced stuff that we can talk about later.
So here's the question. It's okay. So we building a framework, right? Real simple framework. You could be watching this with your literally your middle school kids. You might not want to see some episodes we got coming. It's gonna be a little bit more mature content, but we're gonna have some fun. So we once again IPO, new company, great idea. They want more money. They want to, they want to go public. They allow us to get some ownership. Some companies like Chick-fil-A decide never to go public. Why? Because if the public got access and we all had shares and the ownership changes, you got to think about it. Ownership is about control. Chick-fil-A would be open on Sundays if the average American could make them open on Sundays. They observe that as a Sabbath. It's a Christian-based kind of organization, or the founder, I guess is Christian. Kathy, I forget his first name, but that's why Chick-fil-A probably will never go public, because they want to keep control, right? So Rivien said, you know what, we want to give the world an opportunity to go on this journey with us, right? As well as it's literally like a huge loan, right? So they should be around for the next 200 years, basically. They should, possible, right? So electronic vehicles, trucks, they specialize in trucks, which is different from Tesla. Joe gave you guys the if they become as big as Tesla is today, and you got shares right now, you already know if that happens, you stand to make 1,000% return. It's a multiple of 10. It's real simple math, right? What we probably didn't mention, Joel, tell them give them some companies that Rivien is already bigger than
Yeah,
from
so
day one.
so it's interesting because Rivien, if y'all don't know this, Rivien does not have a vehicle on the road. They have a vehicle that you can see Jeff Bezos is seen driving around in it. But some companies that you guys know, like General Motors makes the Chevy products, the Cadillac products. I think GM is worth $80 billion. You have Yahoo Finance. I think they're worth 80 billion. I believe Ford is worth like 70 billion. So when Rivian first came out, Rivian was already valued higher than General Motors and Ford, and they never even produced a vehicle for a consumer yet, which is, I wouldn't say it's outrageous, but it's letting you know where our market is going, right? You can have an idea now, and as long as you have a product and you get some backing, you can already get valued at a certain level because Tesla has already pushed the envelope. And it's just very interesting times that we're in right now. But but that was crazy talk. But I bought a couple of shares.
So check this out, guys. I never wanted a pickup truck. Stupid ad. But here's why Rivian is so appealing to me. There's so many articles out there. It can be a little
Mhm.
confusing. Let me show you one that's a little on the other side. Rivian faces a tougher road to profitability than Tesla ever did, analysts warn, right? So
Yeah.
you want to be balanced. You want to read some articles that challenge, right? Because most of us, if we're honest, we hear about these stocks, we get excited, and it's like, oh, this is it. I'm about to make a ton of money, right? When the reality is, and Joel is going to show you this later, when Facebook IPO'd, it had the same prestige and hype, the same energy around it. I'll never forget Facebook. It was like everybody was on Facebook. You don't own shares of Facebook. We're on
Mhm.
Facebook right now. Why y'all don't own Facebook, right?
Right.
The stock's done amazing in just 5 or 6 years. But when it first IPO'd, when it hit the market, it ran up to like 41, and then it went all the way down to 17. And
Yep.
people was like, "Oh my goodness, what the hell happened?" It's the market. If you're an investor, buy more. It went lower. If you believe in it, it's not about getting rich overnight, right? Long-term game is about vision. And Facebook is still changing. It just changed its name to Metaverse. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later, right? So fundamentally, for somebody who did buy some shares of Facebook early, I love that they are 5, 6 years in now, still evolving, still changing, still growing, still becoming, adapting to the future, if not trying to create the future, which really is what this metaverse thing is about.
Mhm.
Joe, talk to him about profitability. Is Rivian profitable right now? Do they have any trucks on the road?
No, not a single truck on the road. And I mean, people don't know this, but Amazon was a company. I mean, Amazon's like the second or third largest company in the world by market cap now. Amazon, for the first 10 years that it was open, was not profitable. Tesla, Tesla didn't even become profitable until 2019. So I want you to think about that, right? They IPO'd, I think, somewhere around 2012, 2014. For the first 4 or 5 years, they never made money, but they had a vision. They needed investor funding, which is us, buying their stock. They're able to take, the money that they make from, their stock, investments, and buy other companies and build the infrastructure so that finally one day they can change the world. And that's where we come in. So the electric car space is really, really exciting because we really do want to change the world. And we get in arguments all the time about, electric cars, mess up the earth just as much as, other things. And we're trying to fix those different, you know, problems that we have. But for now, if you've ever owned an electric car, and I own one, you're gonna find out really quickly that an electric car drives and it moves totally different from a regular vehicle. There's no, I don't think a lot of people understand this. There's no transmission, there's no maintenance. And when I say no maintenance, all the electric cars that I've ever owned, the only maintenance that I've ever had was changing the tires,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the brakes. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it. So imagine not having any oil changes ever. Imagine
Man,
never servicing your
oh, I hate oil
vehicle
changes.
ever. Isn't that crazy?
How much is it for an oil change? Well, today is 92. It was 67 last time I came. Why it went up? They just make up prices on the spot, man. Especially them hood places. Don't go.
Right.
Well, I ain't gonna say don't go to the hood spots. Support wherever you live.
Exactly.
Let's go to some of the comments real quick.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let me try to go back. Shamika from Dubai, Raleigh. Ty said I bought 5
All
shares.
right. All right.
Congratulations, investor of Rivien.
You're up 30%.
Congratulations. You have
Hopefully.
30%. Zared Boyd, what's up, Zared? My homie, my friend. Zared, I love you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Tell Damien I said what up. Um, Zared also said, I think I'm finally ready to learn this area. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what it's about, y'all. That's why we've been building this room, this community for 10 years. That's why I left and quit a 6-figure job and was kind of depressed for like 6 months because I was like, what the heck did I do to my life? But I kept persevering through to continue to learn how to trade better, to be profitable, to be able to teach and to help other people say what she just said. I think I'm ready. And the market is ready for you. It's always ready for you, right? So we'll talk, Zeri. I definitely will. I want to help. Freddie said Kathy Truitt. Oh, Kathy Truitt. That's right. Yeah. Was it founder of Chick-fil-A I mentioned earlier? Um Joe said Oh, Joe, why you writing on to me?
I'm
It's still
multitasking.
posted in the post.
Hey,
He
look,
said,
man.
hello, Alyssa Payne. Do you pay the $20 a month? Oh, that's something else. Okay.
Yeah, it's no
Y'all,
man.
that's okay. Yeah, I got you. Send that stuff privately. Um Ty said, is the app just for day trading? Ty, I don't know which
They're talking about my
app.
app. They're talking about
Oh,
the Rubber
got you.
Jody app.
Okay. Got you.
No, it's not though.
Got you. Okay, cool. Zared asked a good question. Love this. It's personal. Y'all got to make investing
Mm,
personal. She said, "What about wheelchair accessible electric vans, full size?"
mm,
All right. This is a friend of mine. Loves Zared and her husband Damien to death.
mhm.
Their son Damien Jr. She's asking for a reason. It's personal, right? So that's how you want to think. Those are
Well,
the questions you want to ask, Joe.
so electric vehicles, because they don't have any innards. When I say innards, that means they don't have a transmission, they don't have an
Mm,
engine, they don't have, all of the different space that, that combustible engine cars have. Now there's more space to add things like that. So I would imagine
mm,
that, most vans will probably, it would be even more efficient if they're able
mhm,
to add, the accessible wheelchair. So
mm.
they're on it. Elon is pretty good at, you're still dealing with Ford. You're still dealing with companies that's been around for 100 years. So I'm pretty sure they're getting these questions, but it should be a lot better and a lot easier to add all of these different,
Bro,
accessible items in the
you
vehicle.
said Elon like you and him be kicking
Hey man, me
it.
and Elon boy, we like this.
Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, for those that don't
Hey
know.
man,
Joe just said that like Elon
hey,
is his homeboy. I
that's
guess
my
he is.
homie.
Anybody who invests in Tesla, you kind of feel
I
like
feel
you
like
just connected to
that's
this
your
guy
boy.
because he's making you money.
Yo,
Keep doing your
Elon
thing,
made me a
man.
lot of money, so that's my homie for life.
Somebody said 50 shares of
All
Rivian.
right.
That's what's up.
That's
50
what,
shares.
all
50
right.
shares. Let's see. Penny said it's never too late to start. The next
Never.
great stock is right around the corner. And here's the thing. Let me. So
Mhm.
that great point, Penny. Joe, get your perspective too. I'm gonna say this real quick. Even with what we're talking about today, a new stock hitting the market, there's excitement, there's energy, there's like, oh,
Mhm.
should I invest? Here's the thing: if you don't know enough to do the you don't even know what to think about as criteria to make the decision, should I invest? You don't have to. Why? Because there's something called an index. And the two major indexes that everybody on every show for the rest of the time is going to talk about are, it's really three. It's the Dow Jones,
Mm-hmm.
it's the S&P 500, and it's NASDAQ.
Mm-hmm.
S&P is 500, biggest, some of the biggest, best stocks in the world. Dow Jones is 30, a little bit older, right? Percentages, return not as high. Over the last 10 years, S&P averaging like 16% a year.
Mm-hmm.
NASDAQ is the one that we always are pushing and talking about. Why? Because NASDAQ over the last 12 years has been averaging like 24%
Exactly.
without you doing any work. 24% return investing in NASDAQ. Every 3 years, your money is doubling. It's called a rule of 72. Take 72 divided by 24, just say 25. It's a little bit less than 3 years. Your money's doubling like clockwork every 3 years. From you knowing nothing about charts, no advanced classes, but just knowing to invest in NASDAQ because
Mm-hmm.
it's 100 of, literally, it's like 100 of the best collection of stocks you can buy. Way me and Joe, at least the way I always teach it to my kids, is indexes are like all-star teams. Right. So I don't know who's gonna do the best this season, Curry or LeBron. I don't know. If I had to bet on either one, oh, I don't know. Because if one gets hurt, right, I just lost
Mm-hmm.
all my money. But if I bet on the all-star team,
Yep.
that's a little bit more widespread. It's a little less risk. And I know the all-star team is the best of the best players. So
And the Nasdaq is by far my favorite and Noble's favorite. So we
yeah,
love the Nasdaq.
we do. We do. Zara said, "Where do you go for stocks?" I'm gonna let you talk about that, Joe, and then I'm gonna come back to this chart that I got up that's showing all the electronic vehicle companies by
Man,
market cap.
man, I'm looking at that list right now and I'm perplexed. Like BYD, like what the heck?
Mhm.
Rivian is now what, the fifth largest car company on the planet, and they never even produced a vehicle for the consumer.
Produce the vehicle. Number five. How many cars y'all got on the road? None just yet, but we number five in the world.
Hey, but we got a good idea.
We're number five in the world. Zaret. So it's a couple different places. If you guys are new and you're like, where do I buy a stock from? Like, where do I even go? Great question. We don't want to assume you know that. There's same way if I wanted to buy a TV, a television, I'd have to go to a television store, probably electronic store, a Best Buy, a Walmart, a Target. Costco has great deals, right? So you got to go to that place. That place in investing land is a broker,
Or
a stock
brokerage.
brokerage, right? So they allow you to place your own trades as an individual, what's called a retail trader. You can buy whatever you want to buy. You can get out of it whenever you want to get out of it. Old school 50, 60 years ago, you had to call somebody up and say, hey, I think about buying some Rivien. Go ahead and place that order for me. Somebody on this end, like a Mia Joel, is gonna say, okay, cool. I think you should get a little more than 5 shares, though. This might be it. You might want to, load the boat. So that broker would help you to basically make the decision and place the trade. Now we're independent. You don't need anybody, right? Which I think in a way is pros and cons, but mostly the pro of you can do it on your own, right? So um TD Ameritrade, M1 Finance, Stockpile, Scott Trade, E Trade, something Trade, Noble Trade, Joel Trade, right? There's tons of brokers. I would say main difference, different technology, different specific sort of angles. So let me give you a good example. The charts we're gonna show you today are on TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade, the platform Joel is going to pull up. Joel, actually pull up Rivien. Joel, let's take a look at it. Rivien is actually we're gonna pull it up on Thinkorswim, which is owned by TD Ameritrade. And basically, TD Ameritrade, that platform is for professional traders. It's when you about to get real serious. Why? Because you could trade futures, options, foreign exchange. You can trade everything. You can do your long-term investing. You can connect multiple accounts. You can do really anything you want. If you're brand new, you're just starting off, you just want to put some money in NASDAQ, like we said every month. You could do that with M1 Finance. You could do that with Cash App. It's called auto investing. They're gonna pull the money from your account every month, same way like 401k, and just buy some shares every month. That's it. That's the start of it. For a lot of us, that's the start. Don't look down on humble beginnings. I don't care whether you're starting off with 100, 1,000, $50. I don't care what it is. You got to start though, right? We do have to start. Somebody said QQQM for the win long term. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. QQQM, for those that don't know, it's an ETF. Well, I don't even want to go into that. QQM is a derivative. It's another form of Nasdaq, but it's a derivative. It's based on Nasdaq, right? So it's a little more advanced, but Google it if you want to find more information. Charles said, Sofi with the uh
Mhm.
with the
I love
muscle.
SoFi. I love
Yeah.
SoFi and Affirm.
So let me go through these top five real quick. Tesla, 1 trillion, as we already said. Toyota's number two, 256 billion. Volkswagen, 141 billion. That's the value market cap. Been around for a while. BYD, 137. Rivian, right there at 125. So what does that mean? Rivian is more valuable than Daimler, more valuable than GM, more valuable than Ford, more valuable than Lucid, than BMW,
Mhm.
than NIO, than Ferrari, Hawaii, Honda. I mean Hawaii, Ferrari, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Volvo, Suzuki, Nissan, Subaru, and the list continues. All right, it's a power player from day one. It's number 5 in the world in the first 5 days. All right, so that's why we're talking about it. Joe, you ready? You go ahead and pull your chart up.
All right.
Oh, and take down your watch list so they can see more of the chart.
Okay.
That full chart. Yeah.
All right. So what you guys are looking at right now is this is the Thinkorswim platform that's offered by TD Ameritrade. One day we will get sponsorship from them. But this is what Rivian has done in the last, 5 days. When it first IPO'd, this little candle right over here. Hope I can't get
Why
to
don't you
it.
show them the first day?
The first day. This
Yeah,
was
like
the
a
first.
5 minute, 15 minute, like dig in, just kind of, just for a second, so I can see the.
Okay.
Yeah,
If we
just,
look at
I'm curious. I know I'm asking, like I don't.
so if you were looking at a day chart, dang, this
15 minute, bro. 15 minute.
15 minutes.
Yeah,
All right.
see that full flow. So first day, bro. Like if we just want to look at what happened the very first day of IPO, did you make money? Did it go up? Did it go down? Like everybody talks about the IPO. All right, that's the thing. IPO. What happened the first day? We about to show you.
All right, so this is the first day, way back here. All right. So on the first day, and I don't know why it's not highlighting. There we go. On the first day we IPO'd, it opened at 1 o'clock and it opened at this price right here, 106.75. That's the price that I got for my kids. So we rose from 106.75 all the way up here to 119.42. And then it started to go down in price. And people got afraid and they were like, oh my God. And it lost literally 20% of its market cap. It dropped all the way down to about $95. And it seems to
Oh,
have bought.
hit high right there. Get rid of that. I can see it, so I just wanted to help. Over to the left, that little blue bar you just moved.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hit hide. It'll get rid of it.
Okay.
We learning still, you guys. If Joel
Mhm.
sees something, he's gonna tell me. So we're perfecting stuff. But this is episode number 2. We're gonna get better as time goes. But my bad.
No problem. So, me and Noble love to draw trend lines. You guys need to learn this stuff. You got to learn how to draw on your charts. And, we bottom right around the $95 area. And then all of a sudden, we got buyers to come in. And as those buyers started to come in, Rivian started to go up in price, up and up and up. And as you can see, this is where we are right now. Now, there's different charts that you guys can look at. You can, I like to look at the hour chart. I like to look at the minute chart, the day chart. But as you can see, it's holding what we call a support area. We're holding the support. We got, Rivian will go higher, it'll come down, you'll get more buyers. It starts to go higher, it comes down, you got more buyers. So it looks like the lows were $95. The highs were right around $135. So anyone that has bought, in the last couple of days, you're seeing some nice little profits. But I bought this, for my kids long term. We're looking at that $1 trillion market cap so that we can make 10 times our money. So if you buy a share for $100, we're looking for it to be worth $1,000 one day. And it might take, 3, 4, 5 years. It might take 2 years. depending on when they can get these trucks finally on the road. But this is how we look at Rivian. There are a couple of other car companies that we look at, and I want you guys to start creating your own list. But I compiled a little list of cars, and everybody. Noble was talking about Nikola last week. You
Mhm.
still got your Teslas. You got
Nicola. I'll say Nicola.
Nikola. Anyway, but you got your Fords. Your Ford is worth 77 billion. You see how we're analyzing these stocks? Ford is worth 77. General Motors is worth 92.
And why is that, Joe? Tell them
M.B.A.
this real quick. Why is it so important to know the market cap? If here's I'm about to say the answer and ask the question. I'll just say it.
Mhm.
It's important to know the market cap also because of this. Why? You need to know what's relatively reasonably possible and what's such a ridiculously outlandish dreams of grandeur you and your whoever you with about to get crazy rich and you really not, because it's not reasonable. What's a great example? There's a cryptocurrency recently, or I guess I'm saying recently, currently, because some of y'all are still in it. uh Shibu. Is it Shibu?
It's
How you
Shiba
say it?
Inu. Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu. I be messing up names, y'all. Shiba Inu. It's a cryptocurrency. The value, it was like worth point. I can't even tell you when it first really kind of hit and everybody's sort of really kind of caught on. 0.00000 something 5. That was how much it was worth. So what started to happen was you had a lot of people saying, I'm going to buy this and hold it till it gets to $1. If this thing goes to $1, I'm going to get rich.
Right.
Yeah, you will get rich. But if you did the math, if you did the calculation based on market cap, you would realize what most smart investors who like math realize, which is for it to grow to get its market cap to where it would be worth $1, it literally you would need like $170 trillion worth of a move, like of more value. That's literally like worth more than the whole. That's like the whole world. All right, it's just all right. So that type of thinking, I like that you're thinking, but the math says if you think it can get to $1, the math literally is telling you that's so highly ridiculously impossible that
Mhm.
that's not the best goal that you should have, right? So Joe just mentioned, what did you say about Ford? What's Ford's?
Ford's
So Ford's at,
77 billion.
so Ford's at 77 billion. Can Ford
Mhm.
grow to $1 trillion? Is there a company that's worth $1 trillion, right? An automaker that's worth $1 trillion now? Yeah. So
Yeah.
we know it's possible.
Yeah,
It's at least possible. It's reasonable.
it can make 10 times its value. So if you're thinking Ford is going to go to $2,000 a share, that's not realistic, right? But can it go to 200? Yeah, that'll put it at a trillion. Well, if it goes to 2000, that's going to put it at 10 trillion, right? So
Right.
is that possible also? Yeah, but is that going to happen within the next year or two? You guys need to have realistic expectations when you guys are buying, your stocks or looking at them, right? So we're looking at Ford right now,
Mhm.
right? So the way that an investor would look at the market is, let's say I see Lucid at $64 a share, and I see that
Oh,
right
Joe.
now. Mhm.
Oh, well, no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
And I see that it's at $40 a share right now. If Lucid was to go from $40 a share to $60 a share, I know that it's going to gain $20, which is about 50%. So I automatically know that when Lucid gets back to $65 a share, it's going to be $100 billion company. Y'all see how I just did that math? I don't really care about the stock price. I need to know realistically what this stock can actually do. 40 to 60 means 70 to about 100 billion. Is 100 billion realistic? Yeah, because Rivian is now worth $100 billion. Lucid actually has vehicles on the road. Okay. So
I like
that's
Rivian. I like how they look.
yeah. So
These days,
that's
those joints hot.
it's that's kind of how investors try to approach the market. So
The other thing too. So what Joel is showing you, for those of you guys that don't know, Joel, do me this favor for a second.
mhm.
Collapse that and zoom in like off that bounce when we came back down to the 200, where you got mostly green and red. Yeah, zoom in even a little bit more. Yeah. So these are candlestick charts, right? Sometimes we can move so fast we forget some of y'all don't even know what the heck you're looking at, right? So this is showing you visual pricing. It's called price action. Action just simply means prices of things are moving, going up and down, right? So there's movement, right? But for advanced investors and traders, as soon as you start knowing how to read these charts, you have a different level of ability to make money and power behind you. Why? That little blue line right there is something really, really important that me and Joel teach. It was something we learned from kind of day one as we've matriculated up through this, growth of being okay traders, sometimes bad traders to good traders, right? It's something called the 200 period moving average. I won't even get all deep into explaining what it is. It's just a very important line on your chart that if you know what it means and how it functions and why the folks who are managing billions of dollars in capital pay attention to it. There's a reason that the price, that circle that Joel zoned in on, there's a reason price kind of hovered there for a second and went higher. Right. So we're trying to help you guys to realize you can think like billionaires, hedge fund managers, and you have the same tools at your disposal. The world has changed 20, 30 years ago. We couldn't see none of this stuff.
None of it.
You couldn't just pull up this stuff as
Nope.
easy as this is.
Nope. You needed millions of dollars.
And you needed somebody who had more education in the Series 6 and the Series 7. Joe, you might want to go into your
We ain't got nothing wrong with that, but
yeah, nothing wrong with that. But you don't need that today.
mm,
Everybody has access to the same information, but it's going to be,
it's a level
can you
playing field.
process it? Can you process the information? Can you do something with it? So, great question. I got a question from India. India said, Joel, I'm gonna take your chart down for 2 seconds and pop
Cool.
this up.
All right.
She asked a great question. She said, when a company IPOs, what dictates if you can do options on that particular company?
They were
Great
talking
question,
about that
right?
on TV the other day.
Yeah. So,
It,
simple. I say any and everything. Great that you asked. Love that you asked. Google is, it really, really is our friend, right? Just for a quick check, right? So great that you asked. I ain't beating you up and saying, yo, you should have did it. I'm not saying that. That's not the point. I'm just saying, if for some reason I missed the question,
Mhm.
Google, right? Investopedia is a site I love. I just typed it in real quick because I didn't know the specific requirements, but I knew there were some. Let's go with this. This is from Investopedia. Pretty accurate. I love Investopedia. Under the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, the CBOE rules, there's 5 criteria that you must have as of December 20th, 2021. So there we go. This is pretty current. The underlying equity, that's a big fuzzy word for stock. The underlying stock security must be a properly registered NMS stock. If you don't know what
Mhm.
NMS is, just click it. I ain't gonna even go there. The second one, the company must have at least 7 million publicly held shares. Does Rivien have that many? Yes. I got about 100, I think 130, 150. Joe, you know how many?
It's got enough.
It's got a lot. Nah, so yeah. So it really don't matter, right? But it has enough, right? So it does have enough. Underlying stock must have at least 2,000 shareholders. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure Rivian has 2,000 shareholders, right? The trading volume must equal or exceed 2 million, 2.5 million shares in the past 12 months. How long has Rivian been around? It ain't even been 12 days, right? So it's gonna be a little bit of time there. And then the price of the security must be sufficiently high for a specific time. So right, that's a little vague, right? But generally speaking, there's certain criteria. Why? Because they want to make sure the options you're trading these on these companies
Mhm.
are not trash companies that just are not going to be around, that don't have the volume and the liquidity that you need to actually create an options market.
And let me add this: they have changed some of the stipulations because they are
Okay.
going to allow Rivian to have options. I think starting on Monday. So it did meet a lot of the volume, the
Mm,
shareholders, and the other requirements, but it is gonna have options trading on it starting on Monday or Tuesday. They were talking about it
mm,
on CNBC yesterday.
gotcha. Real quick, Freddie said, "Loving the show, brothers. Well done." Uh, yes. Salutations, my brother. I appreciate that more than you know. And here's the thing, y'all. We really like when I let me put this. Hold on, let me put this back up here real quick. Real quick. Pause for station identification. I can't wait to say let's pay some bills because we got a few sponsors, right? But you're watching Insider Trading, the world's only interactive podcast on investing and trading from 2 live, real, actual human beings who day trade, right? Who day trade, who swing trade, and who also are long-term investors, right? So it's powerful. The only reason I bring that up is just because what we're doing is really I was about to say it like people from the UK. I was about to say innovative because I literally have heard people say it's really innovative, right? Just in the sense that I'll be watching so much stuff from people in the UK on YouTube. That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, we want to be able to continue to do this, to build this show. We want you guys to share it, share it, share it. Please share it. Why? Because we already know we're creating the standard. You're gonna start to see some mini fake us's pop up, but you know who's hopping on this technology first, right? Really, really making this interactive, right? It's one thing to sit and watch CNBC. That's awesome. We know the Jim Cramers, the Mad Money Fast. We watch the same shows too, but I can't ask them anything. I can't really interact in a real way, right? So while we can, before things really get crazy and all of this kind of blows up and gets to another level, it's just really awesome to be able to interact with you guys, right? To be able to answer your questions. And to say thank you when you say, positive things like that. Charles, I'm gonna get us to Joel. He said, I got a series 6 and 63. I feel attacked. You want to respond? You want to
All right,
respond,
so
Joel?
in the inside of trading room, we're all a family. There's financial planners in there. There's floor traders in the room. There's a lot of different individuals that are in the room that are doing their thing, and we're
And
all
mostly
doing.
newbies, mostly just new
There's
people.
newbies. And there's always arguments on who's better, and if I have this and I'm that, you should listen to me. And it's funny to me because we're all great at what we do, and we all, come together as a community, and we try to listen to those who have, the information. So, there was some arguments this week with me and this other so-called individual that supposedly had, a Series 6 or a Series 7 license, and I have nothing against people that have those licenses. Like if my sons came to me and they wanted to get a Series 6 or Series 7's license, great, right? But it doesn't mean that you're the best trader on the planet. It just doesn't. You still got to put in the work. You still got to put in, just because you go to law school and just because you graduate from med school doesn't make you the best doctor on the planet. You still have to perfect your craft, and that's all we encourage in the room, is to make sure that whatever you're doing, you're providing the best service. And if you focus on that, you don't really have to worry about anybody else. What me and Noble can do that a lot of other people can't do is we have the freedom to talk about anything that we want to, because they are the opinions of our businesses. So it was kind of funny, but it got a little bit disrespectful, and we had to kick uh a couple of
Should I find
individuals.
your clapback? Because your clapback game is on point. Should I? That
Yeah, well, y'all know, if you've been in the room, y'all know me and Noble don't back down from nobody, because we don't have to. It's our room. We created it. We put in over 25,000 hours of trading and
I'm a,
investing experience. We have receipts. We've made millionaires in the room. So there's really not too many things or accomplishments that we haven't had. So it's just funny to have those types of conversations. But we're here to help you. We want you to help yourself. We don't want you to give somebody. We want you to do it on your own. And that's really what we preach. But we try to have a good time, and we don't want you to feel like you can't challenge us on something, right? We are great debaters. We love a good challenge. If I'm wrong, like I'm wrong all the time, right? If I'm wrong, say, hey, Joel, you might have been wrong about this particular topic, or that statistics might not be right. And I don't have any problem with correcting the post. But I mean, if you come from I mean, me and Noble come from a time where if you come at me, I'm gonna come back at you, and you're gonna have to be able to handle it. And some
Joe
people
being
just
nice.
can't
I'm
handle
gonna read it. I don't have a series 6 or a series 7, but I do have an 8 series BMW.
it. I mean,
Yo, I pull this post up. I just start down laughing because I know Joe. I know his heart. I know everything he does is to help people. He's a good dude. I'm not saying that because he's my cousin. He just really is a good dude, good father, good husband, loyal guy, right? And so when you come at Joe, and Joe, he's gonna be nice. He's gonna talk to you. But then once you cross that line, It's about to get petty, and it's
It's
gonna
about,
be funny petty because we run the room. So
it-
you know what, and I probably shouldn't even say this, but I'm gonna tell you with this guy because of because of what he said. He said something about your little minions, so he
oh
insulted the
yeah,
whole room.
he
So now I'm
insulted.
like, okay, you didn't just insult Joel, you insulted the whole room, which means you're insulting me too. So I didn't even kick him out. I just muted him. I want him to stay in the room, keep watching and seeing what we doing, right? But you're gonna be on mute though, because you disrespectful. You need to go sit down somewhere. All right. So we had to do that. I'm sorry. You get out of pocket. We're gonna put you in the corner. We're gonna treat you like a kid because you acting like a baby. Right? We don't do that. We can have mature civil debate. But if it goes there and you start talking about your series 6 and 7, Joe might tell you he don't have either one, but he got an 8. He got a series 8. Oh man, I love it. So we have fun, man. As y'all can see,
Lots of fun, man.
this ain't gonna be
Joe,
the boring stock shows y'all used to.
nah,
It's just not because people make we human, we all human, we do crazy stuff at times too. But yeah, we really do try to run the community to bring it back to a more serious point. There's so many people in the room that's new. So it really has been a lot of work over the last year with so many people new coming into the community to just kind of, get the right culture established. It's super respectful. People will help you. You can ask any people right and just ask questions all the time. All right, look at this. GE breaking up thoughts. You can ask anything, somebody's going to respond. Now, who and where you should take your advice from? Okay, we could talk about that, but generally speaking, right? You got other people on this journey with you. You're not alone. You're not alone, but you need community, right? Let me go back to we got a few Monique, Monique, stock market educator. She's
what's up, Monique?
laughing. What up, Monique? Christopher Johns, he's laughing as well. Somebody who I don't even know who this is, Facebook user. Do you see Rivien dropping for entry? It's a good question. Good question. We're gonna come back to that one. Bishop Ron Davis, what up, Bishop? Said thanks for doing this free of charge. There are a lot of scammers out here taking advantage of novice traders. Definitely,
Mhm.
definitely, definitely.
We know it here.
Charles said, trust me, that Series 6 teaches you nothing. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this for a second. I'm gonna say it differently than Joel said it. When you learn from two people like us, anything you do, being a part of our community, whether you sign up for a class or not, right? And a lot of people end up signing up for both my stuff and Joel's, right? We foundationally have the same kind of view. We use different tools. I tend to do longer 8-6 week classes. Joel tends to give you more powerful, 2-3 day, maybe even one day, type of things to get you moving, right? So you need both. But what Charles just said is really powerful. We don't fundamentally, as educators and traders, want you to think of financial advisors as bad people. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
Those they complement what we do. It's a good marriage, right? Because of what he just said. There's nothing that folks who are learning to manage your accounts from that financial advisory perspective, they don't get taught how to trade. It's not about trading. They're going to talk to you about holistic worldview for your finances. Do you have the right insurances? What are your goals? Do you have a budget and savings plan? If you plan on leaving your job, you want to retire early, how much money do you need to be saving to do that? Right. So there's a ton that financial advisors do that is super helpful, right? And it's just it just makes you a more I'd say savvier person to have that conversation with them when you also know what the stock market is doing and you can pull up a chart and make some decisions on your own, right? So once again, compliment. We don't do insurances, we don't teach you how to do all that stuff. We focus on your trading and investing, technical analysis, decision making to get to the core of how you can make money in the market. But
Mhm.
you still need all those other perspectives, right? So
And we
what we
don't
don't
want
do,
your
KB,
money. Every other day, somebody says, "Can you trade this $100,000 for me?" Me and Noble ain't gonna trade your money. We got some. You go to the people with the Series 6 and Series 7's licenses, and they'll know how to place those funds for you. All right,
all
we
day.
get it a lot.
All day. Let me go up here for a second. The question was, when drawing your trend lines, how do you determine which charts to use? The 1 minute, the one
Mm,
hour, the 1 day, etc. Great question, Joe. You took your
strategy.
what's the name down? Your charts. You want to pull them back up? I mean, I can
Uh,
answer the question while you pull them up.
yeah. So
So
let me.
I'll say this real quick as Joe gets ready to pull his charts up and show you some things real quick. Your trend lines are just fundamental. They're very basic. All you really are doing is making sure you know where price has pivoted, where we've hit a high, did not have enough buyers and collapsed. Then we're going to come down. Okay. If we came down, what's the lowest, right? So really the trend line helps you to see those swing highs and swing lows. But what Joe did earlier is fundamental. You're going to do this on every stock for the rest of your life, every crypto, every future, every option. You should be knowing what is the trend direction. What's the direction? All right. Joel showed y'all Rivian. He said it's right now, it's in an uptrend. Right. So if you're investing in something and it's in a downtrend, that's a little bit different. You probably not going to instantly kind of be in, you're buying at a time when the trend is going against you, right? So that one little line, super simple. We teach that to, kids too. Like it's so simple, but actually very powerful because it keeps you in reality, right? It keeps you seeing the trend because the trend is your friend, all those mantras, right? So let me pull up Joe's. Um I'll say this, and then Joe, you answer it too. I think the chart you use is based on your skill.
Yes.
If you're new, if you're new, why you want a 1 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour? You should be looking at, in my opinion, month and week just to get the okay, what is this stock doing? Right. And then most of your entries should come down to a day chart if we're talking about basic, like 101 kind of basic,
Hmm.
just getting into trading.
Hmm.
Right. Now, if I go advanced and Joe go advanced, we can go down to the 1 minute, the 5 to 15. Like we can.
But we'll keep it simple, right? So so for you advanced traders and newbies, the day chart is going to be the most common chart to use. I don't care if you pull up, E-Trade, Yahoo Finance, the most common chart is going to be your day chart. Why? Because most people are investors. The definition of an investor is somebody that buys an asset and they hold it for longer than 12 months. That's where most people are going to be creating their wealth. So, if I'm looking at something that I want to buy long term, I'm going to always have a minimum day chart. Now, Noble likes to use the month chart to look at the bigger view, and that's okay. But minimum, if you're an investor, it should be the day chart. So, for example, if we were looking at Apple, we're looking at the day chart. I want you guys to get into drawing trend lines, but the most important thing on a day chart should be your 200-day moving average, which is this blue line. You got to determine if that stock is bullish or bearish. If it's above that blue line, then it's bullish. If it's below that blue line, it's bearish. It's really that simple. All right. And use the 200-day moving average as a support area. We're looking at Microsoft right now. Visually, you guys see that Microsoft has been bullish for all of this time. Y'all know that I'm looking at a chart from 2016 all the way to now. This is a 5 year, I'm looking at 5 years worth of information. And all I see is that we're above this blue line. So what does that tell you? That Microsoft has been a great investment over the last, 5 years. Okay. So
Joe,
yeah, what's up?
I'm a, I'm going to lovingly totally disagree with you.
Okay. Hey, let me say what I need to say, and then I'll let you do what you
And I
what
don't
you.
really mean disagree. Other side, I be trying. Look, if y'all know me, I be looking for a good debate. I do. I look for just reasons to kind of sharpen it. But anyway, but go ahead. And I wanted to add on to what you actually were doing. Though. My bad.
Okay. So as you can see, we're looking at different stocks. Google, we're looking at, Google is above the blue line. We're still looking at 5 years worth of information. Now, every night, as a trader, once you start getting into trading, then you probably want to go down, to your 15 minutes or your hours or but I always try to tell, my clients to keep it simple. I keep it simple to long term, and if you want to see what's going on, day to day, you might want to pull up, an hour chart and try to figure out, what's going on. But again, me and Noble are going to see things pretty much the same way. We got a little bit of, there's differences in a lot of the stuff that we do, but more than likely 95% of the time we both are following, the same trend. And these are some of the things that we try to teach you guys, when you're looking at the market. Is there
Okay.
Is there any stocks that you want us to look at? I don't see any stocks in the comment section. During this Ask the Trader sessions, you guys can ask us any questions you want, whether it's a question or it's a chart that you want us to analyze. And even with that chart that you want us to analyze, let's say you wanted to see it as a day trade or a 15-day trade. We're going to try our best to help you guys zone in on that particular strategy. Is it intraday? Is it swing trading? Or is it investing?
Dope, 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 dope. But I was pulling up real quick.
Hmm.
Um, so this is Apple. This is good old Apple. My colors are a little different. Blue means bullish. It's positive. It means the market is going up. Red is just some little dip. So this actually, let me do this. Let me go to S&P for a second. That'll probably be even better. I'm gonna go to the S&P. Let me get all of this stuff off my chart. Here's why I am such a big advocate of, like, especially for new people, right? Just think about this for a second. We talking about for newbies, right? For newbies. It's like, if you are analyzing anything, right? And we started here. This is from 99 to now, right? Almost 20 some years of data. Why do I always go here? Because so many people were hurt by the recession. All the recession did was came back down to this same area, which is called support. So if we drew kind of like these little swing lines, right? We literally, the entire recession, nobody knew how bad it would be, where we were going. All we did was go back to the same place from years earlier. You only see that on month charts, right? And that really is like such deep foundational information to be long-term investor. Why? Because this has been the trend for about 11 years, 10 years after the recession. And then this is COVID's trend line. So
That's
if we
crazy.
look back just at the last 10 years, actually 11, almost 12 going into 2022, well, almost 13, actually 12 years. This is an uptrend. This is the entire market. It's the S&P. It's the best 500 companies. 85% of the stocks we're going to ever talk about are correlated to move with the S&P. So if the S&P for 10 years has been in an uptrend, we
Hmm.
dropped because of COVID. Look at this uptrend now. If you haven't been investing in the last
Whew.
2 years, you are literally missing out on the steepest uptrend that literally I'm showing you over the last 20 years, if not 30.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I also want you to know why prices can drop. Could we ever come all the way back down to here? Could we ever come all the way back down to there? Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. Is it likely? Probably not likely, but is it possible? Yes. All right. So once again, Joel definitely I say I wanted to disagree. I be waiting on a good debate, because debates be so fun. That's the thing. They just, when me and him go at it, they be so fun. I'm gonna agree
Man,
with you.
we'll
We'll,
we'll
we'll have
go at it
tons of
on
yeah.
what color the dang candle should be. No, I think it'd be better if it was just white and blue. Well, explain to me why white is better than blue.
Right. All
We'll
day.
be
It's
going at
always something. But yeah, so once again, to get the bigger view, I think it's just helpful, if you're brand new, to look at stuff on the month and the day. Because once again, if you really step back
it.
out, you look at some of these stocks and like if we looked at Microsoft, let me look
And,
at Microsoft
and,
real.
and
Look at
check this out.
Microsoft.
And check this out,
It's been
Noble.
bullish. It's been beautiful. Look at that.
But Noble, put it on the minute chart and show what the investors are doing. They're using the 1 minute chart trying to invest, and it's
Oh,
not giving them the same information.
oh,
And that's where
look at this.
people are going
Look
wrong.
at Microsoft this morning. Popped up. You like, oh shoot. You get in. As soon as you get in, it came down.
And they selling it on a 3 year hold.
And then it's gonna chop around and dance and dance and dance. Now we finally got a break above this high. We finally got above the high, but even today, like, we kind of flat. We ain't went nowhere all day. We in a little range. We've been in a range since, what is this, about 11:30. Microsoft ain't went nowhere. And then honestly, right in here, we was in a range. We
Yeah.
finally got out. So if we start talking day chart, like, soon as you go down to those smaller time frames, guys, you're instantly in a different type of water. You instantly need more skills. Why? Because the trend changes happen more often.
Hmm.
On a month chart, Apple has not had a real trend change since the recession. It was down during the recession, and it's been bullish literally for 12 years. You don't even have to ask the question.
but you can't see it on a 1 minute chart,
You
right?
can't see that on a 1 minute.
Me and Noble get messages. Apple just dropped $3. And should I sell all the shares in my kids' account? And I'm like, you've been in it for 15 minutes.
Right. Right. You doing long-term investing on a 15-minute chart. You can't.
You can't do it.
It's just no, you can't. It don't make sense. You're not doing that, right? Let me go back to some of the comments real quick. Let's see. Um, 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 let's see. Monique said you guys are too funny. We appreciate you. We just having fun, you know. Oh, it's about to get crazy though, Monique. Wait, Monique. I'm telling you, wait till 2023. We got some stuff we planning. Y'all gonna be like, these dudes have lost their minds. And we have. We literally have. I don't care. I literally don't care no more about nothing. I don't. I'm just testing stuff. We're gonna be free to just explore and be creative with this. Somebody said, I appreciate y'all, no doubt. We appreciate you. Somebody said, pull up PayPal.
Yeah.
Talk me through indicators
I
below the
love
200.
PayPal. I
Okay.
love PayPal.
We'll talk about PayPal. Best days to trade of the week. Interesting.
Oh, we're gonna all have different days. I don't know. Are your I don't know if your days are
I'm
the
pretty
same
sure
as
they're the
mine.
same. No,
Okay.
you know what?
We both we both
What's
like Monday.
yours? What's yours?
We both agree on Monday, hedge
Yep.
fund Mondays.
And then what else?
I know you like to trade options on Fridays, right?
What's your other day?
I really only like trading on Mondays, to
You
be
really like
honest.
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't trust no other day.
Monday is the day with the highest volume.
Yes.
Fridays, sometimes it's Thursday, but usually Friday can be a really, really nice, easy trending day. But here's the psychology though,
Mhm.
right? You got to understand why, right? Why? Joe, I'm gonna let you talk about the what you just said about hedge fund Monday. Talk about that aspect, but also think about the retail trader. Whatever happened last week, if you had a good week, you ready to do more this week. If last
Mhm.
week was bad, you like, hey, that was last week. That was the past. I'm about to get it together. I'm
Right,
about to get it
right,
together this week, right? So we
right.
approach Monday the same way at work. You have the most
Mhm.
optimism. You have the most energy.
Yep.
You're ready. You're swinging the fences hard. If swinging for the
Yep.
fences hard, like you just come into Monday. I think it's a psychological thing too, right? Joe's gonna tell y'all about the kind of the if you a hedge fund.
Yeah, so mutual funds, they get money over the weekend, right? So hedge funds and pension funds, and these funds are just people that place your money, right? They're not in the business to have your money sitting in a savings account. So if you have a 401k, you're working, you got a 401k or an IRA and somebody's managing those funds, they got to put that money to work. Well, the day that they put that money to work, the most is going to be that Monday, and we call that hedge fund Mondays. So you usually get a pop in the market. Now, I don't want y'all to go out there and every Friday at 4 o'clock you buy something and then try to sell it on Monday. And then because every now and then Monday will come up and it will be a really big down day on Monday. But for the most part, especially in really, really good bullish markets, Mondays are going to be that day that you're really going to have the volume there and the excitement to be able to trade the market. So that's why you see us doing a lot on Monday. It's the easiest day, in my opinion.
And I think
Right.
Friday, and here's the thing too, y'all got to realize when you ask us about Monday and Friday are the best week, you got to realize like even the days, weeks, times that I didn't day trade, right? I'm not
Mhm,
day trading every single day of my life, right? I don't even
mhm,
want to. But those seasons and times where I'm super committed to like day trading, specifically, probably more so me, futures, right? We've seen like literally every day for the last like 12 years. Like,
right.
even if I don't trade, I'm still looking at what happened, right? So we can tell you, you ain't probably gonna find this as a statistic, maybe, but I can tell you hands down, the biggest moves are Monday and Friday.
Mhm,
Hands down, right? And Friday, I think, because once again, if it's a good week, Bears and Bulls ain't really fighting hard depending on who won the week. So when the Bears get out the way, guess what? Fridays might be a day. Bulls just keep buying on into the end of the week. You end the
mhm,
week even higher because we
mhm,
started with a great Monday. Bears didn't take it back over. Let's just ride into the week, right? Into the weekend on a high note. Or it's a bad week. And think about it, if we have a bad Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, who's buying on Friday? That just don't even really make sense for you to come in on Friday super bullish
right,
when the whole week has been bearish, right? So
right,
usually those times can come down too, right?
right. So how you want to handle these stocks? You want to just look at the charts, or you want to go on Yahoo
Um,
Finance as well?
so we don't have a ton.
Well, we got PayPal, Blank, SoFi,
Um, yeah,
MasterCard.
let's start with you want to do the chart and I'll do the Yahoo because I had my chart up too, but I mean it don't matter. I mean whatever. Yeah, I'll do.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Pull up your chart
Okay.
and then I'll pull up my I'll hit Yahoo first. We'll look at market cap, see like what
Okay.
we
And then
actually
you
talking
switch it
about.
back and forth. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, I got
All
you.
right.
All right, so first stock we are going to talk about
Is.
that we are going to talk about. Let me pull it up, cue it up. PayPal, PY. So ticker symbol, term. You always gonna get some terms every time, and you gonna learn this stuff. I mean, if y'all just watch this every
Okay.
week, you end up learning a ton.
All right.
Okay, so here's PayPal. We're gonna start with PayPal. Right now, the stock is at $208 and 55 cents, up 3% on the day. Let's see. The market cap is $244 billion, so
Woo, woo, woo.
quarter of a trillion. What are other people buying when they look here, right? So you can tell by Yahoo Finance. You always want to look at competitors. If you don't know who the competitor, Square,
Mm-hmm.
Visa, Nvidia, Salesforce, Shopify, right? So companies in that same space. Let's go across real quick. Let's jump over the profile. And I want y'all to get in the habit of getting all of the basics. You should know about these stocks, even if you're
Mm-hmm.
trading it. And I know a lot of times we say you don't need to know about the company heavily to trade. It's really more technical analysis, but it still just makes sense. Right? It don't take you that long. So you should know and get really I actually think if you get really great the stocks you love as an investor, you probably should trade options on those too. You already know the companies, right? You should know the patterns like the back of your hand. PayPal Holdings looks like San Jose, California is where they are out there in Tech Valley. Financial services is the actual sector. The industry is credit services. They got about 26,000 employees. And then what do they do? Operates a technology platform and digital payments. Digital payments company that enables digital and mobile payments on behalf of consumers and merchants worldwide.
All
Right.
right.
So that's basics, core basics of PayPal. Right. And let's see. We're gonna flip over to Joel. Joel's gonna show you guys a chart.
The technical side.
Are you up?
All right. Cool. So this is the day chart. This is the 200 day. As you can see, some of the best areas where you could have bought PayPal was here. Okay. And y'all know when this time period was? This was the March lows. This was the COVID lows. Okay. I'll make that chart look a little bit better. And as you can see, all we did was hit the 200-day moving average. And then you had buyers come in and buy that stock. If you wanted to draw a trend line just to see when price started to go down and it started to go back up. And we use this, me and Noble both use this indicator called the TTM trend. Once it started to go green, you could have made a lot of money on PayPal. And look at where we are today. I just recently started to buy a lot of PayPal. Why? Because you
Oh
guys saw,
yeah, I
you
know.
guys saw what happened, during the March lows. Anytime we get close to that 200-day moving average, it's a good buying opportunity, especially for your long-term investors. So I'm not really tripping that the price dropped from 260 to 208. I imagine that this is on sale. Now, this is the opinions of Joel Harrison. But if you believe in the fintech space, which is finance companies that are technical, then these are one of your leaders. And just to get an idea of how much it's gone down in price.
And think about this for a second, guys. Like when Joel says on sale, y'all gotta realize how synonymous as investors we think it's common, almost like think about this for a second. As a consumer, you go into Foot Locker. This Foot Locker still? I know Foot Locker's around. I ain't been to a mall in forever, right? I know Foot Locker. I went back. Yeah, I'm gonna use Foot Locker. Whatever. Nike store. Do Nike have stores like that? They don't really have stores like that. Whatever.
No.
I'm gonna use Foot Locker. You go into Foot Locker. Everything's 80%. No, everything's 30% off.
Hmm.
Are you mad or are you excited?
Right.
You're excited. When it
Correct.
comes to the market, we look at PayPal. How much is it down, Joel?
36%
It's down 36% from
from
the
its highs,
highs,
from its all-time
from
highs.
its all-time highs, which simply means as long as they continue to do better, do good, do as well as they are, right? As long as that uptrend continues, at some
Mhm.
point they're going to go back to the high, probably go higher.
Exactly.
So
And
right
there's a stat.
now,
There's a stat. 90% of stocks at some point will go back to its all-time highs.
90%, y'all. 90%. And once again, we saw that bounce off the 200. The chart, this chart on PayPal matches up. It looks similar to the S&P. It's done really, really well since those COVID lows. And right now, technically, right now, the way we view it is it's 35% off. But most people see stocks dropping and think it's bad. But why would you go to your favorite store and buy up everything if everything was 35% off,
Mhm,
35% lower than the highest you've ever seen it?
mhm.
All right, so we kind of think backwards as investors, but we get it right as consumers because we understand shopping.
And
We've
let's
been
go
shopping for stocks.
and let's go look at Noble's favorite chart, the month
Hey,
chart.
let's go to the month. I don't know why you don't have it programmed
The
up at the
month
top
chart,
already.
that's all Noble.
That's it. Look at that. That's
Look at
real
what it's
clean.
done.
That's real clean.
Y'all see that? This, I mean, look at this. I mean, this is what happened just recently. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, if you really, really want to throw some super technicals on there,
Hmm.
if it really starts to sell off, 172 should be an area that, and that's about $30 from where we are right now. Using the, using the Thinkorswim platform, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can set alerts for yourself. So y'all see how I already have an alert here? Okay. So if this stock ever gets down to the 172 level, I'm buying it right now and I will buy more. Now I'm buying it because I'm looking at a longer time frame. So
Hmm.
so if you're in this stock and it starts to go down in the next 3 weeks and you're holding this for the next 3 years, your brain should be saying this is on sale. Now, if I was trading it and I was trying to make money in the next 3 days, well,
Bro, do us a favor. Go back to the day.
go back to the day? Okay.
Yeah. And zoom in on this dip from that high, this last downtrend.
Sorry about that.
I know you
You
good.
said zoom in on the dip.
Yeah, kind of from matter of fact, go from that zoom in a little bit more, even from that high. So go back to the high, yeah, from there over to the right. Yep. Look at that. Down. Right. So here's the tough part about me and Joe say this all the time, and I give Joe credit because he really started raising the question all the time. We get tons of questions, we do consults, we talk to literally hundreds of people in our room. Here's the problem. Some of y'all don't know, are you trading or are you investing? Because if you're a trader right now, this stock is down. All
It's
you see
red
is red candles,
on the John Carter.
and you see a trend that's going down. It's down.
Look, guys, this is going this way.
But that's the trading perspective, right? If we are get you the arrow, if we talking about, but if Joe would have flipped back, or you just saw the month, what is the month doing? We're doing a pullback on the month. Right.
Mhm,
That just means maybe earnings didn't hit. Maybe it's folks just kind of taking some profit. Maybe the overall economy is just in a place. Maybe it's just seasonal, maybe it's like the
mhm,
summer, not as much activity. It depends. Tons of different reasons. But right now, fundamentally, as an investor, this stock is bullish. As a trader, this stock is bearish. If you don't know whether you're investing or trading, you will be confused. You
you
will
will.
struggle to do this well.
Mhm,
Just from that, it's something as simple as that. What do you trade? I got people all the time. They're like, "Yo, should I buy PayPal?" I'm like, "Well,
mhm.
is it a trade or an investment?"
To
Instant question.
keep this in sync, let's look at SoFi since it's also a fintech company.
Cool. Let me pop back over to it real quick
All right.
and do my
The ticker is
Oh yeah,
SOFI.
I know. Um, so here we go. This is SoFi Technologies. I'm gonna do the same basic walkthrough. Market cap. How much is it worth? Right?
I
Because once
love
again, this price $23. Is that cheap or is that expensive? I don't know. Depends on the market cap, right? $18 billion. So it's not a penny stock. It's not worth 200 million. Me and Joe eventually are gonna get to where we got a company that's worth 200 million. But that don't mean you're gonna see it publicly traded, right? We're talking about billions. So $18 billion company. Others in that area, people are also watching: Affirm Holdings, Lucid, Upstart, Skills, ChargePoint.
They IPO'd in November
Oh, Sofi.
last year. Yeah,
Oh, okay, good. That's good. Good to
been
know.
out for a year.
Also San Francisco. A lot of these tech companies we already know. Silicon Valley, right? They're out in San Francisco. Financial services, industry, specific industry, credit services. Full-time employees only about 2,000. And if we ran here, just a quick description: a finance company that operates an online platform that provides financial services. It offers student loan refinancing, private student loans, personal loans, auto loans, home loans, mortgage loans, and investments, as well as insurance products for renters, homeowners, automobile owners, and others, right? So we got a basic idea of what the company actually does. Financial services. We know a little bit about their competitors, and market cap, we know it's 18 billion. So it's kind of small.
I like that.
They got room to grow. They got
Yeah.
room to grow.
Remember, PayPal was what, $250 million?
Oh, let me go back. What was yeah? PayPal was 225.
So that's the comp. What if this company grew that big?
So 250. Just say 250.
Yeah, that's
And what was that? Man, my memory's terrible.
yeah, mine is.
So far it's 20. So 20. So 20
Wow,
billion. Right.
just
So
1/10 the size.
yeah. So once again, multiple of 10 takes
Mhm.
10, a multiple of 10, 1,000% return for this company to get where PayPal is at today. Today. All right. So once again, we're doing kind of the same, sort of basic analysis here, but
You're gonna
oh,
get this. You're gonna get this question too, because people say, "Well, Joel, how come it doesn't have a beta?" Right?
yeah.
And beta
Yeah.
on Yahoo Finance, they do a beta over a 5-year period. So you're not going to really see the beta here. So if you really want to see the 1-year beta, you probably want to pull it up on a more advanced chart.
And what the heck is a beta? Great question. Somebody's probably thinking. Think of beta in a simple way as almost like well, I'll tell you the technical definition. It's actually measuring pricing fluctuations over the last 5 years compared to the benchmark, the S&P. So S&P is the standard, it's 1. So Tesla, for example's beta is like 2. What does that mean? That means it's twice as volatile as the S&P. So if the S&P is up 20% for the year, Tesla might be up 20% times 2, 40, 50, 60%. It's not perfect, but it gives you a gauge of how volatile,
Mhm.
how slow and easy your stock is, or how wild and fast, which means you can make or lose a lot of money. Some of you guys don't know your beta, so you really have no idea that the stock you're in, it's capable of dropping 60, 70% if we have a bad year. You don't even know it,
Mhm.
but you
Yep.
need to know that, right? Back to skills. If you don't have the skill to manage that type of stock, you need to be in stocks with a lower beta. And there's amazing companies with lower betas, like Apple. Its beta's like 1.15. Microsoft is under 1.5. Right. So, you know.
So because we're getting low on time, can you just quickly pull up Upstart and Affirm, and then I'll do their chart so
Oh
we can
yeah,
try
yeah.
to get as much as we can since we're talking about fintech companies.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Okay.
Affirm, yeah, Upstart
Upstart Holdings 260 is a stock price, right in that same 21 billion.
20
Right. So it's
billion.
about the same size as SoFi, right? Let me do real quick. It's probably gonna say the same thing. Out in California, financial services, 554 employees. Very small. That ain't a huge company. Operates a cloud-based artificial intelligence lending platform. So that's different. Artificial AI lending platform aggregates consumer data and loans, connects to a company to a network of bank partners.
Yo,
So there you
check
go.
this out. They're trying to they're approving people outside of the credit system. So you know how we use, Experian and all of that. Upstart is
Uh-huh.
trying to create its own way of approving different individuals for loans and loans for the government.
Mm,
So a lot of people really really love this company for trying to change the way that we even get loans.
yeah, that's great.
So
What was the other one? Upstart. Which one we do?
oh,
Affirm?
Affirm, yeah, Affirm.
Affirm. Okay, somebody asked about
Yeah,
Affirm.
these are they've been hot stocks.
Affirm Holdings is the official name. It's on NASDAQ. How do I know that? Because it says NASDAQ right here.
Ooh,
Right. So
40
think
million.
about that. So think about what I said earlier. NASDAQ's a great way to buy if you don't really know which one we going through all these stocks. I don't know, Noble Joe, which one should I buy? This is in NASDAQ. You're owning a little bit of a firm if you just buy NASDAQ, and NASDAQ is the best performing index over the last 20 years.
Yep.
Almost nothing really can beat it. So you
Mhm.
can win and be a very great long-term investor early if you just invest in the best of the best vehicles. And I think it's hard to make a case that NASDAQ is not that vehicle.
Mhm.
So this is a firm holding a little bit more, right? So it's double. It's 40
It's
billion.
a larger
Twice,
one.
twice the size of the last two we just looked at.
Interesting.
If I hop over to same thing, California technology. So sector's a little different. Industry, infotech, which is what Joel mentioned. And they operate a platform for digital and mobile consumers in the United States and Canada. The platform includes point of sale payment solution for customers, merchant commerce solutions, and a consumer focused app. So they do right. They
Mm.
reaching business, little customer
Mhm.
friendly, right? But they're also reaching business as well. So a little B2C and directly to consumer,
Yeah.
or B2B and directly to consumer as well.
And remember, all of these different fintech companies are all trying to figure out a way to get cryptocurrency on their particular platforms. And that's why you're also seeing a lot of people jump on it. And they're going to be involved in the metaverse. The
Mm,
metaverse.
yeah, we got to before we get off, we'll hit the metaverse for 2 seconds.
Exactly. Exactly.
For 2 seconds. You want to pull up your charts?
Yeah. I mean, we'll pull them up quickly. I think it's up now.
Somebody asked about Nvidia as well.
Yeah.
Quick question here: do y'all use alerts to let you know when your stock has reached a certain price so that
Yes.
you can close the trade in the
Yeah.
profit that you're interested in? Definitely. If you
Uh,
get more advanced, you'll even go from not just putting an alert to let you know where that price is, but you can actually set the order to get you out at that price.
mhm.
Or a little more sophisticated, what if it keeps going? What if you think it's just gonna go up to 120, but it actually is about to go to 135? So you might even want to consider putting an alert to let you know, right? And then kind of track it to see, is it in a strong uptrend? Because maybe you can make a little bit more percentage if you don't just see that prices hit that place and get out. But if you're trading and you're planning that way and you're like, hey, I'm trading from here to here, my risk reward is in place, that's a 25, 50, whatever the percentage return is, and it's good with you, that's all you got to do. Yep. Run it. Run it, run it, run it. Great question. Somebody hit us up about Target. Somebody said trailing stop. Trailing stop. Yep, that's an option. Trailing stop is definitely an option. What I just described was almost like what they call a visual stop. So
Mhm.
instead of actually getting out when it hits that place, I'm watching it, but I'm not necessarily out. I just know this might be an area where it's kind of tough resistance. The CEO then did some earnings where like it's sometimes just a way to stay in the trade. But yes, to your point, Freddie, yeah, trailing stop is definitely one of the tools at your disposal. It's like Batman. Batman got his toolkit. You just got to have different things you can whip out on the market. So that's one of them. Somebody said thank you. Thank you for all the gems that you gents drop. Yeah, we appreciate that. Always appreciate that. Whenever you're ready, Joe. Oh, you already ready.
Just let me know.
You up? Oh, you up? Yeah, you good.
Okay, cool. So Sofi,
Mm,
I don't know how to pronounce it. It
mm.
looks like it IPO'd way back here in November, shot up in price to $28, came down in price. Didn't mean that the company was going to zero. Oh my God, Joel, the stock is dropping. Okay, it started to drop. Y'all see how I just drew this simple little line? And then as we started to go above it, you know, it's a little resistance area. And now it's starting to form a 200-day. I get this all the time. Joel, how come the 200-day is short? Well, because the company just IPO'd about a year ago.
Because
Okay.
it's only been around 203 days.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
ain't no 200 yet.
There's some and Noble put me on to this.
But there isn't a 200 for my English teachers.
Right. So Noble put me on to this, but you got some support down here.
Mm,
Okay. And then
don't
you have some resistance up here. So you see, we're just playing around in a little box, you
Joe,
know?
put a little resistance on that second swing high when we made that move up. That second break.
So this one right here.
Yeah, and then drag that across to where we just hit. Yep.
Yep. Y'all see that? We're just hitting a resistance area right now. So if we can get to that resistance area, the rule of thumb is once you break resistance, resistance becomes support. Okay. So SoFi looks like it can run to about 28. It's going to have some issues there. But, as a trader, that matters. As an investor, it doesn't. As an investor, my brain is thinking this is a $20 billion stock. I think it can grow to the size of PayPal. I can make 10 times my money. Totally different way that you want to look at the market. Let's look at a firm.
Mm-hmm.
It's AFRM.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Same thing. Affirm also is a company. You see how all of these fintech companies, it's like the new now. Everybody's trying to be like PayPal and Square.
And
So,
they moved at the same time.
you see what I'm saying? So, it looks like it IPO'd, dang, early this year,
Mm.
January
Okay.
13th. It was the IPO date. There is a rule in our room that we try to stay away from companies for 3 months. So if you see a company IPO in January, you really shouldn't be buying it until about March or April. If you had abided by that rule, you would have noticed that the stock popped, then it started to drop, then it started to go up, right around May. I know you guys can't see the dates down here, but it started to go up around May, gave you nice little support right around here, and I'll make my charts big enough so that you guys can see it. All right. Started to give you a little bit of support.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then once you broke this resistance area,
And when Joel is saying give you some support, for newbies watching, that really just means that price it pulls back. We get a couple days, we come back down, but we kind of keep hitting the same areas. And it's very simple stuff. Like literally, your middle school and elementary kids can see support. Now they may not understand it, but
hmm
it's literally just seeing price hit and bounce kind of off the same places, right?
hmm
So really simple concept, incredibly powerful for traders and investors.
okay. And what I'm doing is creating a picture. I'm creating my Mona Lisa, right? Trying to figure out, what this thing can do. And let's say you were thinking about, let's say you were looking at the 200-day moving average and you have a 9 to 5. And you're like, I can't look at these charts every day, Joel. Like, I just can't make money doing what you guys are doing. Well, visually, watch how quickly I do this. If I see the 200-day moving average down here, and I say to myself, okay, $88 is the price that I want to buy it at, I quickly look at the chart. I know I want to buy it. I know it can grow to the size of PayPal. I quickly go on my charts. I hit create alert. I create an alert at this particular price. I don't know why it didn't pop up. Oh, at or below, $98. Y'all see how quickly I created that alert? And my alert is set up where I will get a text when the price of a firm reaches this $100 area. I did that within 30 seconds. It might be 6 months from now when that price finally hits. But you guys got to do little things like this if you're trying to be a good
Joe,
investor.
Joe, what was that price? What was the
Some,
200 at?
somewhere around $88.
80
I always put my alert a little bit ahead
or
of it.
higher. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
could get ahead of it.
hmm
Um,
Yep. And this is
mm,
how it looks on a larger scale. Okay. All right.
check this out too, guys. I'm gonna show you something else just to kind of add to that because I love what Joe showed you. You can also do this. I encourage you guys to do this as well. I'm gonna flip back to my charts for a second. Joe, don't take yours down.
Oh, because I sure would.
Actually, let me do it this way. I want to encourage you guys to also do this. Really simple. All right. So if the alert is down here, and I don't have a 200 on this chart, so you can't see it, but if the alert is down here, use the notes. Draw a little note in here because it might be 3 months from now before it might be 2 weeks from now. You get this alert. You forgot why you even placed the alert. You don't remember exactly what's happening, right? So if you go back to your chart, then you can at least say, oh, okay, back to the 200. You can put in here, you can do all the analysis, right? So if it dropped 25%, if we get back up to the top, you can literally write out your whole plan, pre-plan, so that when the alert happens, you go back to your chart, but you in this moment can talk to old you who did the analysis and you know exactly what you're doing. You can even already have a price ready and know how many shares you want to buy. Or if you're doing options, you could say, yo, buy in the money 6 month out contract, relax. All right. Now you'll know your strategy, but I just say that because I don't see enough people writing on their charts. You shouldn't have to go back to a chart and reanalyze it. Analyze it once, make some notes. Every time you go back, you're just updating the notes. That's how you get really intimate with these stocks. That's how you know them like the back of your hand. It's like writing little love letters to your boo. Right. I make everything about relationships. I think everything is, but
He's taking
um
applications.
um hush. Everybody trying to get me married. It's crazy. Which I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. We might do a little special show one day. Anyway,
I took my charts down
um, you did, yeah, you did.
because it's 152 right now.
Nvidia and Target. I'm gonna hit real quick. I'm gonna do these super fast, high level. Nvidia day chart is bullish. Month chart, it's very, very bullish. This is Nvidia, very, very, very bullish. I know what you're thinking. This was this huge day. Everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, we gapped up, we pulled back down. We're kind of still inside of this candle." So, without once again, we're talking long-term investing. I mean, on every time frame we're gonna look at, it's up, it's positive, they're doing well. You should know a little bit about the background about Nvidia. I think they probably are going to continue to do really well too. So that's Nvidia. That was quick, but that was Nvidia. What's the other one?
Mhm.
Target.
Yep.
So check this out. What do you see? You see notes. Now, these notes were probably because I don't trade Target, so these were probably me helping a student or doing a consult. So I'm actually going to
But
jump to the.
it should be in everybody's long-term portfolio.
I'm gonna jump over to the day charts real quick. So it looks like we had some down, right? We had some down. Looks like we pulled back. Now check this out. We pulled back. We're almost at the all-time highs again. Joel told you guys 90% of stocks, 90% will retest their all-time high. So here's all I need you to know about Target. Target pulled back from 267 and it dropped 17%. 17% off sale. And it's right back up. So if you had bought down here, and maybe you would have said, you know what, I want to buy Target when it pulls back, when it's 15% on sale. If it drops 30% or maybe 20, I'll buy some more, right? That 15%, you can even go exactly to where 15% is from the highs. 15% was right here. That was a price of 227. And if you bought at 227 and just held to where we are right now, you've already made 35% return. Was that right? Let me do that again. 16%, my bad. 16% return. If that was options, it'll be hell of a lot higher than 16%.
You got that 200 day?
I could put the 200 on it.
You
I got
got
it.
one of them 200 days.
So here's my two. Actually, let me change that real quick because I got more
Oh,
stuff.
it got close.
Yeah, it got close. It got close.
Man,
I'm gonna take all this off real quick.
please. Look
for
like
the
an
folks for
amoeba.
the folks who can understand advanced investing. All right, so trend line broke. All right, so right here we were riding that trend line. We never got to the 200, so that's what me and Joe instantly our eyes go to. Did we hit? Did we hit the 200? It doesn't always get there.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't always get there, but should you have missed this move? Well, it's still right here, touched the trend line, closed above it, broke it. And for the next couple weeks, it went straight up, right in there, right in there.
Back to its resistance.
Right? Back to resistance, trying to get back up there. So, um, oh, we got we got 2 seconds. We got 2 seconds.
All right.
I don't want to cheat nobody. I just don't. Why you gotta go at 2 o'clock? I ain't gotta go at two. No, we said we was gonna do 2 hours. I'm messing with y'all. So this is UPS. I'm gonna go to the month really quick. Look at the month. Bullish, powerful, making new highs. Small pullback just happened. I'm gonna look at on the day what that pullback actually was. That was a pullback back to the 200. So if I do the same thing from those highs, we had highs at 219. We pulled. I'm gonna go back to the lows. The lowest we went, we pulled back. That was a 20% drop. 20% drop, and from there we are right back up 25%. Right back up off the 200. The last one that I got is FDX.
Yep. I had a client that was like, "Let's look at ups." I was like,
Oh,
"Can you pull up ups?
can you pull up ups? Let's look at ups.
Ups, upstart,
All
up."
right.
UPS. Anyway.
UPS. Here's look at that. Perfect trend line bounce. Month chart. This is why I start with the month. Cause you should have before this move came all the way back, you should have known where this major trend line is on a month. You wouldn't have saw it on the day. But if I go to the day, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we under the 200.
Mhm.
Under the two. So we hit the 200. We range. Damn.
On sale if you're an investor.
All right. Once again, perfect. As an investor, yeah. So from these highs, that pullback, that drop actually went as low as 33%.
Mm.
So if you said, yo, I'm gonna buy when we hit the 200, you were buying and it was basically about 13%.
Oh, see, that wasn't enough.
Right.
This
So
dropped 20% every year.
mhm.
Mm.
So there's really simple ways when you put it all together, guys. The beta, the market cap, the average pullback, these stocks are very the patterns and the movements are very predictable because you're using some math to help you to understand how far can something even drop. Right? Without something major happening, most of these stocks that we're talking about, especially like that 1.5, that kind of like basic stock that's not a crazy fast moving Tesla, if they drop 15 and 20%, that's a deal.
Yeah.
Especially when the entire market right now is bullish.
Mhm.
It's just a deal. It's a deal. Somebody said, I've been all over these companies with options. With the rock. They throwing up the rock. Love it. Yeah, you've been on them. That's what's up. Somebody said rinse and repeat the patterns. Yeah.
Exactly.
Somebody else said makes sense. Yeah. It should. Definitely it should. It should. So let's do this. Joel, you wanna show them how they can reach you?
Oh, okay. So,
If you pull it up, I'll pop it up whenever you're ready. So let me say this, guys. Let me do this really quick while Joel does that. I also want to circle back real quick. So you're watching two guys who basically started a room on Facebook 10 years ago with the idea that we would get to a place where trading became like a thing that a lot more people paid attention to. All right. So this is the way that you find us if you want to be a part of this community. All you got to do is so simple. Go to Facebook. Let me just hit refresh. Go to Facebook. Go to your group section. You want to search for Inside of Trading. We got 23,100 people in the room right now. We're growing. It's an amazing community. We want you to be a part of this. We've done tons. We just now, for those who like watching us, depending on where you're watching this, YouTube, Joel's YouTube, mine, like, I don't know. We try to put this stuff everywhere. We've done literally probably 100, 200 hours of free teaching, education, advising over the last year with just so many people getting into the market because of COVID. So amazing room, amazing community. And I want to highlight real quick, we're going to Aruba. We're going to Aruba on August 7th of next year. It's our very first annual retreat and conference. You're gonna relax. You're gonna have a lot of fun. You're gonna learn. We got some really dope stuff planned. This Marriott that we're going to has it's literally amazing. I was there for Christmas. It's a beautiful 5-star hotel. It's one of the best on the island. There's a casino inside if you love gambling. I'm a trader, so I ain't no fan of gambling because I like percentages and probabilities. But we'll hop on a roulette table or something together. And
right.
5 days, 4 nights. We have a wait list right now. So click here if you're watching. Go to the wait list if you're serious. Aruba and Cancun. Let me just say that for a second. We've made it affordable. It's going to be very amazing. Very amazing. But we have a certain limited amount of rooms. We can't rent out the whole thing.
Mm-mm.
So if you're interested, we would love to kick it with you, vacation with you, have some fun. You're gonna learn a lot, and we're also gonna have a lot of fun too. We got some ATV stuff planned. We got some private boat day parties, scuba diving. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm super excited. So that's it for insider trading. I'm gonna flip over and let Joel tell you guys how to reach him, and get some of his courses and offerings. You're up, Joel.
All right, first things first, you guys can download my app. Yes, I have an app. It's the What Would Joe Do app. If you have an iOS device or an Android device, you can pull that up. There is a membership service, so you're not going to have access to everything, but you'll be able to go through the app. Some people that aren't on Facebook, you're going to be able to go through the app and it'll send you to YouTube or Facebook so that you can reach me. Also, I want you guys to follow me and Noble on Instagram. We're trying to build our social media presence, right? So if you're on Instagram, if you go to Joel the Ninja Trader or Inside of Trading or just being Noble, we would really appreciate that. I do have webinar week is coming up next week. So what is webinar week? It's a 3-day webinar where I'm going to teach you guys the stock market, the options market, and how to day trade. It's 3 days. Even if you miss a day, that's fine. It's going to be recorded. You're going to have access to it for 30 days. I'm going to do that with adults. And then on Saturday, I'm going to do a mission impossible for your kids. So even if you sign your kids up for this particular session, I also want the parents to be involved too, because you'll be surprised at some of the stuff that you're going to be able to learn during that time.
And don't be embarrassed to learn with your child. Some of us got little, little egos. You like, man, I don't want to be in no class with my son. He only 14. Nah, you probably need to be in there with him too.
Hey, if
So you
they in the fifth grade, they probably already smarter than you. So are
and
you
you
smarter
want
than
you
the fifth grade?
and you're able to have different type of conversations at home. We trying to change the like, I don't think y'all get what we trying to do. We're trying to change the culture. You should be talking to your kids same way you talk to your kids about sports. You should be talking to them about stocks.
Yep.
Same thing. They should know about Nvidia and Tesla and what's moving the market. They probably actually have a deeper insight on some level because they're young of what's cool and what's trendy and what's going to be the future anyway. So make sure you do that. Sign up for all of that. If you want to talk to Mr. Woods, so go to limitlessclass.com is where my have clearly is where my website is. First things first, just give me your name and email. I don't send a ton of emails at all, but when I send you something, it's a discount, it's something coming up, it's something really good, right? So I make sure I communicate with you guys. I've been teaching 11 years or so now. I got some live memories down there, but anyway, so you can do a one-on-one consult with me if you need to. You want to pull up something, we can look at your portfolio. We can talk through technicals. We can talk about the confidence. Like sometimes it's just the psychology. Sometimes I feel like I'm a financial therapist. You know what to do, but there's some mental blocks. You need to hear and get some strategies on how to work through certain things from somebody who's been there. I didn't experience every up and down. I've punched walls. I've made fast money and been like, I'm the world's greatest trader. You know what I'm saying? I've done it all, right? So I love to help in that one-on-one private environment. I got a really dope options. Powerful membership program. Super affordable. It's only $60 a month. It's going to give you access to my core class, Limitless, which is like 15 hours. It's perfect for newbies. There's probably about another 10 little small kind of micro classes. Altogether, you're probably going to end up with like 30 plus hours of content. You can go through it at your own time, at your own pace. I also have an options course that I'm getting ready to launch. I ain't gonna say a lot about options right now. Real soon, I got to get the dates finalized. I keep saying that. I kind of got what I want to do, but it's just holidays are tough. So if you're like, yo, I want options, you take Joel's next week. Definitely sign up for Joel's. Take it. You're gonna learn a ton. If you're like, I still want more, I'm hungry. Cool. Hop over, jump in the live course with me. It's probably gonna be like 6 weeks. Just got to figure out the perfect blend of live classes with some pre-recorded classes as well to teach you faster. And then futures, I love futures. It's a different ball game, different market. Faster money, you need a little bit more experience, I would say. But if you're still new and just want to learn about everything. You should know technically how to trade or invest in everything if you're really talking about taking this craft serious. So that's about it. That's about it. You got Joel doing some amazing stuff coming up very recently. Sign up for webinar week. You're gonna learn a ton. Make sure your kids sign up on for the Saturday joint. Make sure you're there. Don't just leave them to babysit. Say, oh, he gonna be on for 2 hours. I'll be back in 2 hours. You go watch the game for 2 hours. No, sit your butt down there right with them and learn what they're learning too, so you can have those conversations because that's key. Um, that's about it for me. Stay tuned for my options live course. I'll let you know. Probably the next week. I'll let you know when it officially starts. Cause holidays, Thanksgiving, you ain't trying to learn about options on Thanksgiving. So, um, yeah. So that's about it for me. Joe, I'm gonna give you the last word, and then I'm gonna sign off. So technically, I'm gonna get the last
All right. Good luck, guys. Sign up for webinar week, and I'm out.
word. Let
Keep
me
it
make a few
simple.
words. I'm gonna go to these last comments before y'all leave. Oh, somebody said, talk about your future strategies. It's just more advanced, same basic core principles. You just got to be able to kind of get in and out faster. That's really it. All right. Discipline level is different. Somebody said, have a blessed one, Kings. Bless you. Thank you for that. Thanks for the gems. Appreciate you. Somebody said, thank you. Super helpful all day, all day. We got so much, like, for real. We got so much stuff we're planning. Y'all are gonna be like super surprised. We about to change this whole investor educator game. Nobody's doing the stuff we're about to do. Nobody. I don't care who they are. We pay attention to all the best podcast groups, classes, educators, all of that. We see everything. All right. So what we're about to do in 2023. Please take the ride with us. With us. We want to make you so much money. Come into Aruba with us is like, yeah, of course I'm down. Right? Because of what you're learning. So that's about it from us. Signing off. Join the room. Sign up for Joe's. As soon as I get my options announcement out, if you need more, sign up for the 6-week course as well. We love you guys. We appreciate you. This is podcast number 2. It's a wrap, and we out. Ty Wilson said, "Thank you, my dear. We out. Peace, y'all."